Hi everyone, my name's Roland Dupre and I'm with the East Hartford Public Library and I'm standing near our cookbook section for What's Cooking at Raymond Library. We'll be doing a mulberry compote today, and you can use any kind of berries, but mulberries are in season, so that's what I've cooked up. Enjoy. Mulberry compote. And these are my ingredients. I've got a couple stalks of rhubarb, and I've got a lime. I'm only going to use half the lime. And I've got some juice. You can use any kind of juice you like. I'm using mango. And I've got sugar, and I've got my mulberries. A compote is a dessert of fruit cooked in syrup. And we're going to make the syrup with juice. First, I'm going to cut up these rhubarbs, the stalks. And one of the reasons I'm cutting them small like this is so that the fibers, there's tiny little fibers in there, they're going to break down, and I want them short. My juice, I'm just going to pour just to barely cover the bottom of the pan, maybe 2-3 tablespoons at the most. And this is a seedless lime. I'm just squeezing the lime juice in there. That gives it a nice tartness, and it layers that flavor of kind of piquant flavor. And the juice I have, I think, is pretty sweet juice, so that counteracts the juice a little bit. That's the sweetness. We're going to have this pretty sweet, even though I you know, I'm using rhubarb, which is very tart, and lime. You'd think that it would be tart, but actually the mulberries are very, very sweet. So it's starting to boil, and I'm putting in the rhubarb first because rhubarb takes longer to cook than mulberries. And I'm only going to put 3 tablespoons of sugar in. I don't like a lot of sugar in my food. Um, there's sugar everywhere, and I want to put this on ice cream, so there's sugar in the ice cream as well. And it's starting to boil, so stir it up so the sugar can dissolve in the juice, and that rhubarb and lime juice will uh, kind of blend in with the sugar, the sweetness of the mango juice. And it's already getting, the rhubarb's getting a little soft already. So when that's softened, I'm going to pour my mulberries in, just half of the mulberries. And you can see the stems are on the mulberries. I want to keep those stems on because once you take those stems off, well, first of all, it's a long process of taking those stems off. And they add the texture and fiber in there. They won't hurt you, and they keep the berries a nice shape. Once you start messing with the mulberries, they're very fragile and they can break down very easily. Now, mulberries have a lot of liquid in them, so as I cover that and I turn down the heat a little bit, we're gonna just let that sit for a couple minutes and steam, and the juice will come out of the mulberries. You can see how much juice came out just with the mulberries. Now, I didn't add any water at all. And I've tasted this. It's really, really the way I want it. It's not too sweet and it's not too tart. There's a lot of sweetness in those mulberries. And the rhubarb is still in there. You can see pieces of rhubarb, but it's breaking down a lot. So I'm turning it off, and I'm going to cover it and let it sit for a little while and cool down. And meanwhile, I'm getting a little half cup or cup of ice cream, and I'm going to put my hot or warm compote on top of my vanilla ice cream. You can also put it in containers to freeze it if you want. So that's the mulberry compote. And you can use other fruits, put apples in or other things too. Bon appetit!